Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nigerian News Direct. It says 62nd Independence Anniversary, Buhari to honor Oni Elumelu Ovia and Wigwe, 433 others. We have detail. Oliserve, Nestor CEO's bag national honors. You find the details of the story on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. All right, we move quickly now to the First News newspaper. A 2023 campaign funds sources, INEC reads Riot Act to political parties, says they must make full disclosure of funding, transfer money received from foreign sources to commission's coffers. All right, you find all of the details on the front page of the First News newspaper. To this day now, Tinubu roars back, says he's fit and ready to serve. APC PCC holds inaugural meeting this week. APC PCC holds inaugural meeting. That's the Presidential Campaign Council holds inaugural meeting this week. You find all of the details on the front page of this day newspaper. And to the front page of the Leadership newspaper now. After Abuja Pali with Atiku, Wike, Makinde, or Tom Ikpazu Ugwuanyi meet, weigh options, fail to reach agreement to hold more consultations after Enugu closed-door meeting. You find the detail on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. And we move to the Nation newspaper now. PDP Board of Trustees may ask Ayu to resign over crisis. Party leaders to meet Wike in Port Harcourt tomorrow, or Tom Ikpazu Ugwuanyi Makinde brainstorm in Enugu. Emergency NEC meeting underway in Abuja. You find the details on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the Punch now, still talking about the PDP crisis. It says aggrieved governors meet in Enugu, plot Ayu's removal. Wike, Makinde, or Tom others review Atiku's condition. Ayu cannot resign until next year. Senator insists PDP not Ayu paid National Working Committee members housing allowance aid. All right, you find the details on the front page of the Punch newspaper. To the front page of this Nigerian newspaper now, 2023 presidential campaign. Obi, Tinubu, Atiku take battle to U.S. Supporters converge in New York on Independence Day to canvass votes for their candidates. Mike.
All right, I have the Daily Times here. That's where I begin from on this side. Federal government warns ASU against disobeying court order, accuses union's leadership of misinforming and misleading members on status of its appeal. That's what the Daily Times has in here. All right, from there, let's go to the Nature News. Nature News says anger, pain as flood sacks communities in Kogi State. Over 600 hectares of farmland submerged. Residents say government yet to set up centers for displaced persons. And motorists stranded, lament travails. These are all stories on the front page of the Nature News there from all the flooding and all of the issues around there. Let's go to Daily Trust. Abductions dipped by 28% in August as troops scale up operations. Borno Kaduna lead as 859 Nigerians killed, 262 local government areas in 36 states affected. Killings rise by 49% from July. All right, this is what you have Daily Trust there, Daily Trust newspaper. And on the front page, they have a breakdown of the infographics there for you to see what the breakdown is. All right, from there, let's go to national economy. Turbulence in the skies. Nigeria's aviation sector battles lingering huge indebtedness to foreign airlines, high cost of aviation fuel, forex scarcity, among others. That is what you see on the front page of the national economy. From there, let's go to a Business Day. Business Day says Gulf states living Nigeria's dream of an oil windfall. Gulf states living Nigeria's dream of an oil windfall. That's what Business Day there has. And then the last one I have right here is Business AM. And it said, fate of Naira. Foreign exchange crunch leaves Nigerians with impossible transaction burdens, weaken citizens' purchasing ability. Right? That's what Business AM has in here. Right, Veronica?
All right. Let's perhaps quickly begin with this matter, talking about campaign funding, and INEC is talking tough. INEC has read out the Riot Act to political parties and is saying that parties must make full disclosure of their funding. They should transfer monies received from perhaps foreign sources to commissions coffers. And also on the matter of crowdfunding, they're saying that it is not backed by law, so to speak. And so you cannot talk about unknown persons, giving you funds to perhaps campaign and all of that. You talk about anonymous donations and all of it, that you must disclose whatever you're doing. Because we spoke with the INEC's person over the last week, and he was talking about this matter, saying that some people, go through the wrong channels. And so it makes it difficult for INEC to be able to, hold them to account if their books are not properly accounted for, or the monies are not properly accounted for and their books, brought out for them to really see.
Well, they say money is the mother's milk of politics. So without money, there's no politics. It is the breath of life of politicians. And so it is important that, that there is level playing field in this business, so somebody does not actually buy the elections or buy democracy, because we have seen it in the historical, in fact, in the founding days of the American society. The richest man among the founding fathers thought that he would become the president and not George Washington, but eventually people say, well, Washington is the one, he doesn't have money, he's a soldier, he has charisma and all of that. So he's the one that will win because he has what it takes to do it. So there's always been problem about who will be the best person to rule. We found that even the Roman Empire, the richest man became an emperor, but to do it in today's economy or in today's situation where you don't have all the data, you don't know how to follow the money, it's going to be very tricky, especially because we have a very vibrant, informal economy where a lot of money goes under the carpet. And a lot of the even foreign exchange crunch we're experiencing is because many of the politicians have mopped them up. So I wish INEC a lot of luck, but this is a very hard thing to do because you're only going to be monitoring money. I mean, if money moves from Baba Ogja to Baba Yasule, and then Yasule cashes it out. How do you know that Yasule was trying to give it to the local government in Zamfara State who wants to run for election? How do you know?
Yeah, it's a very difficult one for INEC as it stands, because Festus Okoye was really saying that proper channels has to be followed. Yeah, they have measures in place to check all of that, but people are still cutting corners.
Yeah, the point there is we are not that sophisticated yet. As a nation, our systems are not as sophisticated. Sam was talking about data earlier. Yes. There's so many leaks. There are so many leaks within the system where people who are going to be, in fact, so many candidates and politicians who are going to be involved in the 2023 elections, their monies have been ready since last year for some of them, not in the system, not in the banking system. So the point there is a lot of cash goes out, whether in dollars or in euros or in pounds or in naira, goes out at period of times like this. How do you trace monies like that? So the issue there is, at this time around, INEC has to be able to collaborate with media stations. If you say, okay, TVC, come, let us see your records of all of the jingles that you played out.
Right.
What was the cost of all of the jingles, whether it's APC, PDP, LP, ADC, whatever the thing is. INEC has to have that capacity to be able to rally all media stations on one hand. That's for jingles. Now, there are political contractors, those who are printing T-shirts, those who are printing billboards, those who are mounting all of those things, caps, and so on, and posters. INEC there has to be that record to say, okay, who did this and at what cost? So that at the end of the day, INEC need to have the capacity to put all of that, calculate all of that together to say, okay, this was the benchmark as far as the law was concerned, but you have exceeded it by this amount of money. So where did the differentials come from? INEC, for now, INEC may not have that capacity yet, but it's a good thing that the conversation is going around there for people to know that, okay, INEC actually has the responsibility of overseeing how much money political parties spend, and so on. But right now, we may not have the data to know, because if Sam is contesting as president and I am his friend, I could decide that me on my own, without his knowledge, can decide to create jingles for him. He may not know. You may check Uncle Sam's accounts, his fat accounts, and you may not see any money, see anything there. So these are the things, So INEC needs to develop the capacity, and working towards this thing doesn't have to be just a few months to the election. It has to be a fundamental preparation for it. Maybe it could even be a 5-year or 10-year development plan for INEC, where you should put mechanism on ground to see how you can begin to monitor, because you need collaboration with media stations, contractors, and all of that to see how you can get to the details of where all of these contracts came from.
It needs all stakeholders on deck.
You can monitor the posters, you can monitor the jingles, but those are just a little part of
it.
Exactly.
Yes.
The real campaign is in operation. Who goes to that neighborhood? Who sees all the people there? Who organizes the drummers? Who organizes the rice and the garri?
All the structures.
Who organizes all those?
Who funded them?
You cannot trace where the money is coming from.
Right.
That is the real campaign.
That's the real thing.
Now, let's quickly touch on another matter that is of interest to a lot of persons. If you look at the papers this morning, it talks about PDP crisis and the deepening, so to speak, where the aggrieved governors met with Governor Nyesom Wike in Enugu. The persons of Makinde or Tom, others, were reviewing, said to have reviewed Atiku's condition. But then again, there's also the aspect of where Wike has said that he has been vindicated with the letters that we saw flying over last week, where some members of the National Working Committee talked about returning monies that was paid into their coffers, and saying that it was meant for perhaps their house rent and all of it. And we also have the aspect of the board of directors, or the board of trustees, rather, of the PDP mumbling matters with regards to if they would take IU out of the way moving forward.
The crisis in PDP continues to get what they say, curiouser and curious. And as they say, the 5 governors, Ogwanye has been quiet as one of them, but I think he hosted them to say, I'm here. I'm also part of the conspirators. It's just like all those people who were trying to kill Caesar. So Caesar, they go, Sinner the poet, you are one of them. No, I'm a poet. He said, no, you're a conspirator. No. They said, no, I'm just a poet. Okay, kill him for bad verses. Kill him because of his bad verses. Okay, so he's here. He said, I'm part of it. So let us see. I'm hosting. I'm providing the gari and the eba and all the meat and fish and all of that, and the drinks for these people. So you see me to it. Then the question is, are they going to remove IU, or are they not going to remove it? These people are saying we're insistent. They are all in strong PDP states, apart from Makinde, who is in Oyo. But it's significant because it's a major Southwest stakeholder in the party. So how are they going to handle it? Then the Minister of Faith, they are the letters. The naira that is surging back into the account after 10 billion suddenly came down. They said it's for housing. So as I said in my column today, I said, okay, it is for housing, we agree. So you're moving, they're giving you 28 million, 30 billion, and all of that to move out of your Ikoyi residence so that you can now apply for one of Sanwo-Olu's houses in Lagos,
Low-cost housing.
or Babatunde Raji Fashola's houses, so you can come and live with the people? Or is it that the money is being turned to dollars so that your children can go to Champs-Élysées in Paris or in Manhattan or on the streets, on the high street of London to start shopping for Louis Vuitton? Or is it what is the money for? So that's what the people are doing when a lot of the people that PDP want to do things for don't have shelter. So they are now. So we now know that the people who run PDP have no homes. They are homeless. Yeah. They are homeless people. Does not remind us of Onsa. Have we forgotten Onsa? The same PDP when they were in government. When Onsa, how they call it, the special advisor on security, Sambo. Was it Sambo? Yes. Who started giving money out for election, including some people, some media organizations. Started giving money and so on. So they started distributing. So we are seeing the mini offset going on in the PDP with 10 billion. So you can see it's a foretaste. So people say, of what is to come. They win.
Let's see how the matters will be resolved in the coming days, because they're still trying to meet to address the matters. There's a meeting, emergency meeting set to be held in Abuja, and another one should be held in Port Harcourt. But we'll see how all of this is resolved in the coming days.